and that's everybody in the match. So give me one moment, and then I will hit the balance teams button, and we will get this last match of the night started. I will do one more Crystal Wasteland giveaway before we leave, but this is the last match. We'll have more community streams on Thursday. Oh, no, somebody left. Chocobos, it was Bovice, but then they followed right afterwards. So, all right, now we're gonna hit balance again, and we're gonna start before anybody has a chance to leave. All right.
Right now, between the Spirit and the Portal team, both picks seem to be pretty decent.
Yeah, not all random. I think people learned earlier in the night that it's painful at times when you do that. It can be fun if you get the right stuff, but painful if you don't. Oh, a big sink of your Dongate crash. My bad, man. I just thought somebody left. But we'll have more games again on Thursday. Usually try to start around 8 o'clock. Sometimes we're a little earlier, sometimes we're a little bit later. So just follow the channel, keep your eyes on Twitch and Twitter, and we can see what happens. Ooh, so this is going to be interesting. A certain shaper we usually see in the jungle is not going to be playing in the jungle.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. YOLO.
YOLO.
Someone is about to get dazzled. I prefer saying dazzled instead of wrecked. They need to do a new voiceover with Renzo where it goes dazzled.
Mortal side's going to be a little rough without a range carry, but actually there's no range carry on either team.
Which
so
is
the
really
new meta is just don't bother getting range carry.
I do have to say one thing. One of the last games I played last week is I realized that Renzo's is stun. That pretty much is the laughing dog from Duck Hunt.
Dawn gate opens.
What do you mean?
You're cutting out.
Oh, what do you mean the laughing dog from Duck Hunt?
Yeah, when you miss, it comes up and laughs at you. It really pisses you off after about an hour of playing that game.
The Renzo stun?
Yeah.
You can't miss a Renzo stun.
Yeah, that's why. But in Duck Hunt, if you miss, the dog laughed at you. Don't mind me, I'm sober.
That's the problem. Alrighty.
So I got some trades going up top. I see Dragon is running my lovely Sakari.
Yeah, you've been playing her quite a bit lately.
Watch your ass.
Veknus trying to push in on the TheSteelArab. I'm not sure how much Ras he's going to get down on Mara in the early game, but
Minions have
he's going to try. Dragain getting a little caught out as Zeri came in from behind. Tylernol trying to pressure. It's not gonna go for it.
Hey Chris, looks like they're wanting to trade, and I think it'll end up bad for him.
Yep, because here comes ChocobosX. What skill did he level up? There's the Gale. That should have come out early. I think maybe he leveled it late or something, because I would have thought he would have started with that because of the slow it gives.
So
that's alright. Forces him out of lane.
It does force him out of lane, but top lane has learned to respect the Sakari.
I don't know that I would say that. Oh, on the mortal side, yeah. I think it was just kind of a bit of an overstay. Trying to do something there in the lane when you didn't know where the Ashabo was yet. And they had the buff warded, so they knew they weren't starting there. I think just a little more awareness, and they'd have been fine. Both junglers starting on the bottom half of the map, and everybody knows that because the top half's warded.
Dragon is good, doing a good job timing to make sure that he doesn't run out of Sakari's resource.
Yeah, the Smart Cam likes to have us up here at the top half of the map. I really wanted to see the Volek matchup, but apparently it doesn't care about that. There we go. Now we see some bottom lane action. FestiveCaptain trying to go in, but not taking the best side of that trade.
Blah Uno compared to ShadowX, it's Blah is, oh, here we go, Blah and Shadow.
They run into each other in the jungle, and the camera doesn't
Yeah.
care. I'm going to take the camera down there and follow. Blah Uno has done this 2v2 or done this 1v1 in the jungle against a Basco before and come out way ahead. But this time, he is only level 2 to the Basco's 3, and the Mortal Side actually gets some follow-up. So he is going to go down. He did almost pick up HeyChrisFox, and to be fair, he did force Shadow out. Unfortunately, yeah. Shadow, yeah, that's happened to him before, as I was saying. He's won that that early invade in the jungle before. Didn't want to let him have that happen again. That pretty much decided how the previous time match was going to go when they ran that.
Tylernol's doing what he can to hold back. TheSteelArab is doing a wonderful use of the Bamble Crush to keep Bullet back. I love Bamble Crush. It's just so nice.
It's I'm still like to this day I'm like, wow, really? It's like that wide right at the beginning? Like I'm still the person that would have liked to have seen it scale up its width as you leveled it up.
No, I
that's
agree
just
with
me.
you. I think that would actually make it a lot better if its width did scale with when you leveled it up. Because right now, if you just do it straight, it covers almost the whole entire lane, which...
Yeah, from level 1. Which makes it super, super strong.
And Dragon...
Oh,
looks
Dragan getting
like-
caught out. Blinks to get away. Pretty sure Shadow's not going to follow that up, but he tries to and runs into Blah Uno. Let's not have history repeat itself. Let's keep going. Tylernol can't even go in too much because he's worried about going down too. They're actually going to pick up 2 kills there. Almost.
No, they
Tylernol
haven't.
does that shadow step out.
Tylernol better go back to heal up because he's going to need it.
Yeah. So Shadow actually does a good job of not dying to the invade level, level 2/3, but then gets a little cocky trying to go in against that. When his laner, the damage laner is actually pretty low, can't really go in and do anything in the fight.
GLG Lethello and TheSteelArab are doing a really good job pressuring. They might be able to finish off FestiveCaptain if Lethel gets a chains off.
Yeah, and yeah, Epic Got Race. Mortal is missing a ward on top. That's because they put their initial one pretty deep, but hadn't rewarded in that area to know that they were about to run into a Basco. They are about to find out right now where Basco is. Again, we see Basco on Basco in the jungle. They're just going to jump back and forth. Ultimately, this could come down to help rotating. And Blonde is not getting any help at all. Finally coming
Sakari
in.
is coming.
They still have no ward coverage up here to help the Mortal Side out at all to know that he's coming. Blonde really wants some help. But didn't get it. Shadow really wants to find him, but he's going to walk into a Sakari instead. In the meantime, it's a 2v1 in the lane because Dragain's gone, but, it kept the jungler alive. Zeri's now coming up. I don't think there was a need there. They do still need a ward there in that jungle. They put their top ward in the lane. There's no other ward up there, though. They need a little more vision because obviously Blah Uno likes to roam and invade.
Yeah, that is true. Blah can wreck you on jungle really fast. And finally, FestiveCaptain did go back to go ahead and heal up, leaving Zeri down in a 2v1 on the bot lane.
Yeah, unfortunately, Volek's just getting manhandled. There's just too much poke, long distance harass, and if he tries to go in even to last hit, he can get chained up, slowed, lots of damage put onto him. Kendrick going in hard on
Dragon
Dragain.
and-
Not enough damage to finish the combo up, but trying to get one last. There we go. One last Shadow Strike, finished it off. Probably could have Shadow Stepped back out to ChrisFox, but decides to Shadow Step in. Gets the kill with the ult. Very nice. And here's that damage in the bot lane that we're talking about. He gets locked up by the chains, goes in with the ultimate anyway. Tries to make something happen. Basco coming in late. I think if FestiveCaptain waited just a little bit. Oh, but there, he baits it back in. Let's see if they can get a stun down on the TheSteelArab. They do, and they finish him off. Another uprising into Lathalo, but he blinks out, saves his life. Shadow going to come in to try to turn something, but a quick blink from Veknus saves his life. Oh, that ult, but not enough damage. Night, Big Sinka. But I said ChocobosX might have had to. I mean, they are playing in this game, so they might have had to hop in the game before they could send it to you. Or you can also check the inbox. Also check the other. A lot of times, messages from people that you don't follow and that don't follow you go to other.
Like he wants to get Dragon.
Yeah.
Now,
Didn't
Dragon
get baited
just
far
used
enough out though.
Dragon just used Sakari's Ice, and I really love doing that to trap shapers. I see a lot of people when they play Sakari, they'll just utilize it just to block area, but if you time it right, you can actually lock down a shaper, especially if they're one of the ones that are really fed.
Yeah, there's potentially an issue too with Sakari that people have been talking about, where there's a bug where if you drop one of those ice walls in a certain place, it'll actually lock them up and they can't move at all. So sometimes that happens. Sometimes if you can place them around one, like all 5 of them, it works pretty well. Now we see a fight break out. Tylernol doesn't want to continue to engage. They drop the avalanche, I believe, on ChrisFox, but Dragain's just going to get worked. Blinks out to save himself. That was a good call. Neither of the junglers anywhere close enough to contribute anything to that fight. One of them over there counter jungling as well. That is what he likes.
Bullock, FestiveCaptain, is doing a little bit better job of maintaining bot. He is up both R7 compared to the 6-8 for GLG, Lethalo, and the TheSteelArab.
Yeah, he's getting. He picked up a Desire early, so he's getting some life drain back when he does get to land some stuff. He's maxing his W though to try to get a pop. For wave clear purposes, he might have wanted to max the E a little bit, but it seems to be okay. He's back up to 49 CS now, so down about 20 or so to.
La Uno is
Lathalo.
coming in, and
I switch over to the top lane. We'll get one binding hit on Dragain, but it's not enough to finish him off. The Basco is hanging out there. The Smart Cam just wants to go to the bot lane for some reason. So I'll just move it manually to the top because this looks like it'll be more fun. Volek wants help top, bot lane. This is one of the things, guys. There is a very known fact that if you try to gank the behind lane, that doesn't necessarily get them anywhere. Because you're more often than not going to feed them kills. Shadow going in hard for Dragain. He wants him. Walled himself in, though, and does die. So this gank's actually going to be successful. Oh, and the ult by Tylernol gets him another kill, but he dies.
But that is also one of the dangers of the ice with Sakari, is that you can trap your teammates and yourself in very easily.
Yeah, but he walled himself completely off. Like, he dropped them all in a line and pressed himself against the actual wall there. That was interesting. FestiveCaptain taking the ult off Zeri. Bit of a waste of the Zeri ult since he was out of damage range at that point.
FestiveCaptain is going to go ahead and go back. It's right now, as it stands, Tylernol is running a Prosperity and an Aggression. GLG Lathalo has still not went back and bought. TheSteelArab, bottom binding now is going down.
They'll shop now. They were waiting on that. He's got 3,600 dem, so he'll pick up a pretty big item.
TheSteelArab was running a Purity, a Will, and a Resilience. Shadow is a Resilience, Might, Hunger, and a will. And HeyChris is running the life and the power.
Open your eyes.
And there's the burst out of Lothalo. Unfortunately, he gets stunned up by Blauno, so he can't finish it off. Blauno just diving hard. Lothalo running away. That's pretty much all he can do at that point. But Shadow's going to go down to the spirit side. Late chains there do some damage, but not enough to really turn anything. Kendra's going to come down and roam from the top lane. Nope, turns around and goes back. Realizes they're not low enough to just get lots of resets, but...
I do have to say that Lothalo needs to send TheSteelArab a really nice Christmas gift because he just saved him with that perfect stun on Basco.
I shall handle it.
Top lane is doing some good positioning. Dragon is doing pushing.
So the bug on the Sakari ice walls, it isn't necessarily repeatable that I know of, so it's not something that's like, oh, it's rude just to pick her because she's broken. It happens on occasion. There are some ways, the more often you use the wall, the more often you're going to see it happen, but when you remembering it happening is just because you died to it in most cases. But that doesn't mean it's all the time. FestiveCaptain gonna try to get collapsed on. They do get a chain on him. Lothalo could probably ult him. Oh, and almost kills him. After the shield, he had 400 health, so he was about 100 health after that ult.
But Blauno looks
Shadow's
like
just getting
engaged.
destroyed, unfortunately. Blauno's build is a little better over the long term. His loadout, he has Ravager in it. That means the longer he stays in that fight, the more damage he's going to be able to do. He's also going to have a bigger shield. He is going to go down here finally to the CC, though. Shadow's going for a very tanky build. He's got a Might and he's got a Desire. Whereas Blauno's going for that. He's got the Pride, he's got Control, he's got that Form, so he's putting all kinds of damage down on you instead of just soaking it up.
You don't need me anyway.
And mid-motion, you want to see her fixed ASAP. If they could fix her ASAP, they would have done so. That's kind of the cardinal rule of gaming, is if it's easy to fix, then it gets fixed right away. If it's not, then you see it stressed out for quite a while.
There is a stillness here.
Blauno and FestiveCaptain are both heading back bot lane. Lothalo, TheSteelArab is moving up.
Enemies in the shadows.
Zeri rushing a Pain with her monies. That's going to help out quite a bit against the Volek and the Basco. It'll reduce Basco shields. It'll also nerf all of Volek's life drain. There they go in on the bot lane. Let's see if they can burst him down. They can't, since they don't have any sustained damage. They're going to go ahead and turn this around and pick up a kill on Lothalo instead.
Solo has died. TheSteelArab is doing what he can to escape. He is getting slowed. That damage from Blauno is doing its duty, and they are going to go ahead
Almost.
and
They're going to finish that. FestiveCaptain runs the heck out. Does get away. Shadow's trying to collapse. Misses Blauno. Probably a good thing. Blauno is now 3 levels up on on Shadow. So that's not a fight you really want.
Shadow has taken out FestiveCaptain.
Volek taking the time to talk in chat, like while there's people in his lane. You can't do that, man. You gotta just play. I realize there's things you'd like your lane partner to do a little better, but the more you stop and talk about it, the less is actually going to get done, and that got you dead.
And looks like Dragon and ChocobosX are going to take the top tier 1 binding.
I like the wall there just to keep the minions from showing up. That was a good call. So Kendra's finished off the Destruction to go with the Prosperity, so she's going to be doing a lot of damage if she can get into a decent fight. Zalgus has finished off a Destruction and an Energy. The Mara rushed the Pestilence and a bunch of greens, so spreading the stats around. Basco's still sitting on the same items. Hopefully he goes back and shops soon. He does have quite a bit of Vim to spend. And Zeri hasn't really changed anything. The Sakari rushed the Prosperity too, but nothing major to talk about after that. Volek went Ambition and Stability rush. Stability trying to get him out of those chains with the Tenacity, which is a bit of a good call. I think there's, you know, some decent CC on the other side. He might have wanted to think about going Momentum just so that, you know, that first chain doesn't hit him, but either way, it's a good call. Veknus almost getting comboed out. Luckily dodges the final chapter there from Zalgus to get away. And now they're going to try to turn this 2v2. Veknus can't get too close. They do pick up one. Let's see if they can pick up SteelArab. Veknus, though, walked close enough to get popped by the Zalgus. But it looks like they're going to pick up SteelArab here, too. So 2 for 1 overall.
Don't throw your lives away.
We're the best.
I do wonder what Lathalo is going to be switching his... Oh, he went with a Chaos. That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Because with its final chapter, Zalgus' ult, potency will proc off of that. Not unless they changed it.
Yeah, it will. The problem is if the potency damage picks up the kill, the ult doesn't reset. I mean, so I guess, yeah, you're getting a kill, but... Now they're going to go in 3v2 on the bot lane, but the Kindred just Stato steps away. HeyChrisFox is going to go down, but Basco tries to come in and engage anyway. Gets the chains down for the slow. But they're going to go still try to chase the Kindred down. Blanc Uno's build, he's running a form, he's got a glory and a control, so he could do a lot of work if he sticks close to Tylernol. Tylernol using that ult to try to create some distance, but with 4 people there, that's just 3 too many, I think, for a Kindred fight. Zeri picked up a Harmony with an Energy, so really wants to be able to pop those abilities out as quick as possible. It's going to give some haste to the Volek. Not a whole lot, about 12, but the Muse is still early. Dragain, they tried to burst him down. Again, Lothalo just doesn't have the damage to finish anybody off at this point with 1 rotation, though. Trying to get the Volek. Volek picks him up and gets out, so it doesn't die, which is key. SteelArab tries to walk in and eats a Devour.
But I was able to do a Bramble Crush at the last second to do a little bit of damage on FestiveCaptain.
I don't think there's going to be enough. He's got enough ability. Life Drain off, firing off his abilities with his passive. He's going to heal up pretty quickly.
Has been destroyed.
And the Ashabel that we haven't really talked about a whole much. It's got a Destruction, has a Might, and an Energy. ChocobosX just patiently doing work, level 14, so, you know, quietly doing his job in the top lane. Baits ShadowX into Blanc Uno to see if they can 2v1. Blanc Uno misses the Uprising, though, and up close, so ChocobosX actually dies because of that. Blanc Uno is most likely going to be able to pick up a kill here, and there it goes. But yeah, that was an unfortunate miss of the Uprising. Oh, actually, that must have been Shadow's Uprising. Yeah, because Blanc Uno used his Uprising to finish that off. Yeah, it was Shadow's Uprising. It's hard when there's 2 of them, right, facing each other. But, yeah. Yeah, that's exactly why. ChrisFox is like, why? Why didn't you follow us? Because there's no words. Yeah. If you don't see anybody else on the map and you're fighting people, you don't walk into that fight because they could all be there.
I make that mistake all the time.
Yeah. Yes, ChrisFox, you abandon a friendly because there are no wards. Because just because everyone jumps off a cliff doesn't mean you do too. Hey, didn't your mom tell you that when you were a kid?
Oh, Tylernol is going for the engage, and
finishes
goes
it off.
down fast.
I mean, he's got the damage now. Like I said, once you get a Destruction on her, he's also got a balance. That's going to be an oppression. At that point, the Kindra's going to be dangerous if she can get in there and actually get a fight with the rest of her team. Up until now, though, everybody's just getting picked off in small little groups, and that's not the best thing in the world. But, you know, there it is. Finished off the oppression with that kill, so... Time to see Kendra do Kendra things. Hopefully. Lathalo still just sitting on the Destruction of Chaos. Almost enough money to go back and upgrade that power into something else.
Dragon
Looks like they'll pick that up.
Block to go ahead and get the well, and they are moving out.
Mara just trying to build tankiness, which is going to be okay. The Shadow finished his Strife. He's got a Desire and an Abolition. The Abolition will become a Conquest. He's going to try to do some damage work. Oh, Avalanche onto the TheSteelArab prevents him from going anywhere, but it's not like they're going to burst him down. He is a Mara. FestiveCaptain running
And
straight for
Basco
Lathalo,
coming
but Basco in.
And with enough to stun FestiveCaptain.
Yeah, unfortunately, Zeri did die in that engagement. But now with three people there, Kendra's coming in. She's going to go right onto Veknus for the kill. Gets it, picks it up, goes onto FestiveCaptain. Let's see what they can do. There's the Shadow Step. The Shadow Strike should be up. There's the Uprising to try to lock him down, but Tylernol's walled off. Finally goes in, picks up a reset. Now they're going to hunt down the Sakari. It's hard to chase the Sakari, but no, it walks the wrong way. Shadow Step and Shadow Strike will totally finish that off. Or Night Strike, excuse me. I call that Shadow Strike. Night Strike, Shadow Step. There we go. That was kind of, yeah, that was the fight they needed.
I do.
Yeah. It jumps in with her twirly thing and then throws out the dark stuff and then, yeah.
I wonder if Mara trims her hedges when she goes on a date.
Lead off, yes. This is basically custom games, so anybody can join. This is the last one of the night, though. We do these usually pretty guaranteed on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Sometimes we'll do them, and other times of the week you just got to follow us, and either here on Twitch or follow us on Twitter. Shakers Guild.
Blano is going to be getting that spare well.
Zalgus finishes that Divinity. This is going to help him do that one rotation, just blow up of a squishy like an Ashabel or a Zeri. Maybe even that Sakari. Like, there's three really squishy people. If they can get in a team fight, he can do 90% of the damage to someone, or even to multiple someones with those chains, and then Kendra can clean it up. So they have the stuff, the items they need right now to make those amazing combos. Just got to pull it off. So here's a 2v2, and there we go. There's that deletion and a reset for the Tylernol, and there was 2 down with almost no damage done. Shadow on Basco on the mortal side did finish his conquest, so he'll be able to come in and punch some people in the face for some damage with his rotation. He's hunting that. He's kind of zoning off the Volek. The Volek probably doesn't want anything to do with him at this point, because those chains will just hold him in place.
And
so the Sakari picked up a duress. What do you think of that?
That's a really good choice.
It's interesting. On a mage that can just walk people down, you start off with a root. So Tergain with some interesting use of the walls there to keep the team separated, but didn't have anybody to follow up. The Volek picked up a Decay to go with the Ambition and the Stability. Has a Resolve, most likely going to build a Hope. So he just wants to get into a fight and stay there. The ult from Zeri burned with nothing to do out of it. Also the Avalanche onto the TheSteelArab again. Definitely not the person that you want to drop the Avalanche on.
Lathalo was able to make it out.
Oh, there's really an almost deletion. If Kendra had been a little closer, I think she'd have jumped in for it. Because she would have gotten a reset and be able to Shadow Step right back out. The Spirit side Basco finished off an Inevitability. So if he catches somebody, they're not getting away. Lathalo getting caught out, goes down to the Volek in the jungle. Both teams collapse to try to make a fight happen, and here we go. Kendra going into the back line right away to do work. Almost about to get a reset. Let's see. There it goes. There's the reset. She's going to jump onto Tergain, finish him. Now the whole team's going to focus on Blanc Uno. A missed ult again from Shadow, but that's okay. They should be able to hold... Oh, no, he gets over on the wall. Oh, that ult would have finished it. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, Shadow missing the close-up ults. And it is a little hard. I'm not sure if he's using... maybe if he's using Quick Cast, Smart Cast as some people call it. If you click in just the wrong space, you're going to completely whiff those ults.
Yeah, the smart casting. I fall victim to that a lot.
You know.
And they're gonna go ahead and take an uncontested para.
Yeah, Parasite should be an easy pickup here, although Blanc Uno's
is
coming
moving
in.
in.
You got to remember, because they don't have an AD carry, it's going to take a little while to actually do this damage. So Blanc Uno at level 16 could actually out-vanquish Shadow. Shadow almost dead just to the Parasite damage, so this was actually a horrible choice. Midnight Pup, thanks for the follow. He's going to go in here. He's feeling pretty strong against their whole team, but now he's down to half health. Kills the TylerNol, picks up
No,
the Zeri.
TylerNol made it out.
Oh, he did? Oh, geez, he jumped. I just saw him disappear. He shadow
I saw him
stepped out.
disappear, and then he appeared right behind Lethallo.
Yeah, he shadow stepped out. That was a great shadow step, because otherwise he was going to die. It was the Mara that went down. My bad, not the Zeri. Tylenol now wants this. Goes in on Dragain, because that ult, that Prismatic Vortex.
TylerNol out.
Ah,
Lethallo almost gets deleted. He did get
did
deleted.
get deleted.
And
unfortunately, the Prismatic Vortex turned out to be bait to kill Kendra.
Inside.
And now Spirit Side's going to try to take this, and since they have a Volek to do consistent damage over time, probably work out okay. Shadow's going to try to move in. I mean, there is no Basco, so he could steal if he can get there. But ChocobosX is going to zone him out. A good Storm Wall would keep him off. If he was going in, he needed to have gone in before now.
that is true.
It's down under 1,000. It's given up. Man. You got to remember, Dragain's going to stack up that Shatter and potentially out-vanquish him just with the Shatter. So Shatter now, base of 168 for each, 60 plus 168 for each stack of Frozen. Over the course of that fight, they could have easily stacked 10 on there for a huge freaking pop. You cannot underestimate the ability for a Sakari to finish off that fight on a Parasite, even if your jungler is off doing something else. Airstrike, some people don't use Smartcasts. Like, I don't necessarily. I'm really bad at it with some people. So, Draco
I just
Choji,
noted-
thanks for hanging out. Have a good night.
I just noted that Veknus on Zeri is picked up a Might.
Trying to see. Oh, yep. That's interesting. Probably going to go Decay. I doubt we'd see a Strife. Kendra picked
Hopefully
up a
they turn
Divinity.
that into a Decay.
Yeah, Kendra picked up a Divinity and a Command, so going to grab that Justice. That's going to make Kendra super dangerous. Super dangerous, as if she wasn't already. Lathalo picked up an Aggression and another Power. Mara's gone with the Empathy. Yeah, that's right. To try to help her squishies live a little longer. It does have that interesting passive that shares that damage. Shadow on Basco on the mortal side has a hope now to go with his other items. And the Zeri still sitting on the pain, the duress with a rebirth.
But with TheSteelArab picked up a Pestilence, and so I really want to see how well he's able to use that in conjunction with the TylerNol as they engage.
Must consult my references.
Mortal side worried that they haven't seen Spirit side in a while, and that's a good worry. Because that means they're probably camping a bush. That's what you should think, right? Whenever you see that. Sakari, on the Spirit side, I do like that balance on somebody that's going to pick that up. I also like a Judgment on Sakari, because you're just going to stack up those Qs forever and ever and ever, and it just shreds all the defenses. Voldic going with a Retribution, I believe? Yes. So any magic damage poke he takes, he's going to try to pop back on whoever he actually hits, which is probably a decent idea considering that there's 3 sources of magical damage. Actually, is Vasco's chains, and I'm losing my mind. Is that magic damage?
And TylerNol
Yeah, it is.
sticking
So 4
close
sources
to the
of
Arab
magic
to
damage.
get the Pestilence buff.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you want to spread that as best as possible. The Spirit side, Basco's item advantage has kind of dropped off at this point. He's sitting on enough money to actually finish something off, but hasn't. I think they're going to get into a team fight here before they actually do that. Zeri did pick up that potency and a chaos, so really trying to pass a lot of haste off to whoever she puts that W on, primarily. That's sitting at 25 haste and only 19 power.
And once again, Lothello dodges the avalanche after being trapped with a blink. The
Yeah,
spell
that's-
that you hate.
Yeah, I do. Still hate it. Ashabel's got that decay to go with a chaos and a destruction. I mean, they're kind of, they had a lot of advantage early, and now it's kind of falling off. The levels are evening out quite a bit. In fact, the mortal side's actually up on levels now. TheSteelArab still alive because of that prismatic vortex and the ult, the force of nature. Gives her a lot of health. So let's see what they can do here.
Taking some time to farm.
They need to run. They didn't have Kendra. Kendra was clearing out the top side. Wants to pick up the Justice. Finally finished it. They need to back off. Oh, and nice chains, though. That's actually going to make that fight go a little bit better. But FestiveCaptain really wants Lathalo, and they blink out. Nice stasis under the binding is going to get Kendra in there in time to do some damage and start finishing people off. It's reset city here for Tylernol. Gets slowed, though, by Lathalo's the inevitability spread by the chains. Can't quite catch it up. Shadow won in it, but Basco versus Basco chasing, not the greatest thing in the world.
And Shadow got caught out, so...
Albonic, item-wise, this game is unique. There are no active items. It's all about passives and pure stats. All the activatable stuff is in your spell system. And items, you don't combine multiple items into one. You take one item and you upgrade it. Because technically they aren't items. They're just empowerments to you. So it is a lot to learn. Definitely check out over at theshapersguild.com. We have a lot of new player introduction information you can check out there. Also head over to the Reddit r/Dawngate to find conversations about the game.
And you can also head over to check out the Chronicles, which if you really enjoy reading the graphic novel type
That tree gives me a headache.
comics, then you'll really enjoy to get some background story on Dawngate itself and the individual shapers.
Dawngate is built around a strong lore setting, and that is told now primarily through the Dawngate Chronicles on a regular basis, 3 times a week. Shapers also have a lot of stories for them as well in the client, audio logs and stuff, so you can check that out to know what's going on. Or you can just play the game, see what happens. They're fighting over this parasite again. I don't like this. They don't even have their jungler there for the mortal side, but they had to go in to try to stop it. They're keeping that damage up, but he is. He's going to take that, too. There's no way. Oh, he uses it early, and he used the shatter early. Unfortunately, now he has no resource to help in this fight. Tylernol blinked in. Bad choices. Mistakes were made. Lathalo just trying to do work from a distance. Going to get chased out by Volek. Basco trying to clean up the rest of the team. Gets one. Can he get Veknus? They got popped by the Ashabel, and now he's just running because he does not want any bit of ChocobosX, but he gets finished off by the Slipstream. Lathalo was killed by Volek. At this point, they need to just go take waves.
And it looks like Volek FestiveCaptain has said to go ahead and do a split push for the top and bottom.
Well, they got to
smartly
clear the
this
waves
time.
out. Yeah, they got to clear the waves out. They can't even take a binding without the waves. Albonic, thanks for the follow.
But they're also, I mean, this is also going to be a good amount of them for them for free since they did ace the other team.
And Nekobes, what's going on, man? Yes, it does. But they do have a couple X-Rite people. They've also got people from all around the games industry, lots of MOBA fans. Nekobes is the audio director. So all the great sounds that you're hearing behind our voices in the background, that's all him.
You also like the individual shaper interactions when you begin playing shapers and the way that they talk to each other, especially if they're on the same team or on the enemy team.
Yep, there's always interactions when you walk out into lane, both between your side and then against whoever you're facing with. Not always, I should say. I shouldn't say that. But if they have lore interactions, you're going to hear it at that point. But now they're going to go back and try to defend this binding. They got to clear these waves. They did lose the bottom one. Now they need to keep this top one just to try to keep them completely out of the base. Technically, you can just go in from the bottom and finish out the cores, but you can get trapped if you don't have that one as well.
I still do say that my most favorite interaction is between Salgus and Kendra when he kills her on the enemy team and says, "I am glad that I did not sleep with her."
Yeah, well, yeah, you know. I think we've all got someone that we can say that about, right?
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. What happens in Dawngate stays in Dawngate.
Yeah, right now there's no out-of-game leveling system, Albonic. They've talked about it, but it's not something that they've implemented. There aren't rune pages, but there's something similar, and they're called loadouts. They're a tangram-like system of creating a puzzle and stacking different pieces in it. You get a couple... if you go in, you'll get one set for free, and then you play the practice match that will kind of be your tutorial, and you'll unlock some more. After that, post-game, for a regular game, these are customs, so there's no rewards for this, but in a regular game, there are actual rewards after the game, and you can unlock everything from the pieces for those loadouts all the way up to the shapers themselves. So, yeah, what happens in the heart of the world stays in the heart of the world. And
Shadow's playing a dangerous game getting that armor buff. Oh, Asherbel and Zeri. Oh, is he... He's going to make it back without them even knowing.
No, he's not. Dragane's going to... Oh, Dragane! Wow. I do like the momentum pick on him, so that he can move in and at least cut out that first piece of CC. So maybe up his odds of getting somewhere. Oh, if that ward... Oh...
And Dragon tossing out a little challenge to Lethal, asking if he's ready to blink again.
Yeah, Epic got rice. Don't troll me in chat. That sweet, sweet crafting currency. Yeah, Dragane wanting that blink from Lathalo again. It is up, so we'll see what happens. He could also just stasis when he sees an avalanche coming in and completely miss it that way too.
But he's 2 for 2.
Blanc Uno's build has enough magic resistance in it now. He's up to 157, so he's not in a ton of damage when Lathalo drops all that damage on him. He's also got a shield coming off of Faith as well that helps out quite a bit. They're chasing him down, trying to get some damage. Again, this is one of the problems, both sides not having a ranged carry, physical damage carry. They can't really lock anyone down and do consistent damage over time. They're really relying on bursting people down. So ultimately, who's going to be able to burst who in this match is going to decide the victory. Mid-motion, everything can always use improvement, and Waystone Games have stated they're always looking to improve their monetization system. So all it takes is decent feedback from people, and then they work on it.
You can leave feedback in multiple places, the forum, the Reddit. There is actually an in-game feedback option as well up at the top during the loading screen.
So they look like they want this binding, but they're not really doing a lot of anything that would make me say they really want to take it down right away. Like, they're not committing to it. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just that I've been watching a lot of Worlds lately, but when they walk up to a binding, everybody gets an auto. Every ranged person will get an auto attack on it. And I think they could have taken that binding and then come to Parasite. That would have been more worth it. We'll see. We see Dragane stacking those Qs up again, but pulls off, so the debuff is going to leave. They want the team fight more than anything else. There's that ult. There we go. They pick him up that time. Still didn't get Lathalo, but I think they'll... now they chase Lathalo down. Didn't get Lathalo with the ult, but they did pick up a couple people right off the bat. That is definitely going to be game. Zeri still... Zeri was trying to keep the Parasite aggro, drop down to below 100 health. Blanc Uno trying to finish off Shadow.
Oh, and he doesn't blink to get out.
That was nice, but he's going to walk right
But
into ChocobosX here.
is
Spirit player
Yeah.
is dominant.
Storm Wall. Doesn't even try to kill him with a skill shot. Just does the Storm Wall. Dragain down here working on a core. This is slow and painful.
yes.
Did Ashabel just blink for a kill? No, but she blinked a little earlier. So maybe, yeah, potentially. I guess. Didn't see that part. TheSteelArab actually gets out alive. And my game locks up a little bit. Apologies.
Yeah, SteelArab is wanting to go after Dre.
Well, doing what he can. He's super tanky.
Jumps in.
He's also got a Vengeance to do a little bit of damage. But the fight now is on the Guardian. That's all that really matters. ChrisFox is up. Tylernol, he's beefy right now. I'm not sure if he's beefy enough to take out FestiveCaptain without some help, but he does have a Pain, which is going to help do some work. There he goes. Dives in. Oh! And of course my game locks up.
Doing just enough to keep SteelArab alive. FestiveCaptain finally does go down.
Apologies, everyone. For whatever reason, right in the middle of that team fight, my computer did decide to lock up. But there was so much going on. I really thought FestiveCaptain was going down right before it locked, and but ultimately it's a GG well played anyway.
Go down.
Did he finally go down? All right.
Yes, he did get dropped by the Guardian.
Yeah, mid motion. If you're running into melee range with Ashabel before, like at the beginning of a fight, that's bad. People don't like you. That's supposed to be like the last thing in the world you do. But alrighty, so you know, it was interesting to see a match with no range carries. It definitely dragged out a bit because of that, but that's all right. So we will do one last Crystal Waystone giveaway, and that's going to be it for the night, folks. So it's going to be the random numbers in chat. Again, you can guess as many times as you want, and I will send it to you here on Twitch. If you have one already, then you don't have to guess. If you don't want to, it's up to you. So Michael, thanks for joining me for the last game. Appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. I did a better job at holding my button down to talk.
That does help. Yeah, Tylernol. It was a good like full damage Kendra build. Like the prosperity in the beginning is weird. I see people doing that a lot. Obviously, it's like the only defensive item, but yeah, did pretty good overall. 11, 6, and 7. Better record than for kills than anybody on the winning side. So.